Welcome back, everyone. Today we're talking about the Zumax OMS 2380 microscope. Zumax sent this microscope to me for the purposes of making an online microscope course, which I've wanted to do for a very long time. You may have seen in some previous videos that I even talked about it. Very, very exciting stuff. So this microscope is going to be what we feature in the course and what I'm going to be using for the entire course material. And today I'm going to give you an overview of it and what to expect from it and to see if it's something that you might be into as well. Let's go ahead and move it into the operatory and I'll show you how it works.
Here she is, the OMS 2380 microscope from Zumax.
This is going to be by no means a full review. It's going to be a first look, kind of first impressions video, and I'll give you an overview of what I really like so far, a couple things that I wish were different, and we'll go from there.
So one of the things that is frankly incredible about the microscope is that it has 3 cameras hooked up to it, or at least can. Right now I have 3. So you'll see on this left side, an iPad mini is hooked up to the microscope and it is seeing what the doctor is seeing, which is this Listerine bottle currently. And this serves really well as an assistant monitor. So really, really nice option if you don't have an option for a TV in the room. Like we don't have any really good area to put a TV over there. So the assistant can see the iPad mini and use this as her guide. Really nice thing too is you can change the orientation of the image that the assistant sees so that it makes sense for them. Really, really nice option to make sure that your assistant can see something that's logical to her. Now, on the other side, we've got a mirrorless camera. So this is the Canon R3. This is about as heavy as a camera you'd want to put on here. It supports it just fine, balances just fine, but I wouldn't say much heavier would be wise. To be fair, I haven't used this thing once. The camera is not necessary, and I'm going to tell you why in a second, but I used to use this exclusively on all of my microscopes or a similar mirrorless camera because that was the only way to get good quality images and video out of a microscope. But now there are internal recording options which are frankly incredible. So if you look closely, you'll see this little trigger. If you hold that for a second, it'll take a photo. And if you hold that for 3 seconds, it'll start taking a video. And I was skeptical. You know, I've been a stickler about video quality for a long time. But I have to say, the images coming out of this, and which is, by the way, this is what you're seeing on the screen right now. That's a live feed from the internal camera, which is a Sony sensor, I believe, inside the scope. That is outputting only 1080p to the screen, but it's actually recording 4K. And I'm going to show you some sample footage here of what the 4K footage actually looks like. Honestly, I have no need for anything better than that. It is incredible. It looks amazing. The only caveat would be if you're shooting in really low light. So for instance, if you turn your curing filter off and you're working with composite, you'll have to dim the light of the microscope down quite low so you don't cure your composite prematurely. If you're doing that, maybe that's when the mirrorless camera here would give you an edge. And you could film in that one situation if you really, really wanted to. But I have found no need to do that so far. I've been filming with this thing for about a week now. I've probably filmed like 6 or 7 procedures and everything's looking really, really crisp and clear. So I've been really impressed with that. The other cool thing, and you'll be able to see if I just keep this focused on the screen, the microscope has a continuous zoom. So instead of a step zoom, you've got continuous. And as you can see, it's parfocal all the way through the zoom range. So it goes, they say it's from 2 to 20. I think it's more like 4 to 20, to be fair. I mean, there's no really good measure of what the exact magnification is, but I will say that the lowest magnification, if you're coming from like 2x loops, it's going to seem like a lot of magnification early. So it might be a bit of a jump up. If you're only using 2x loops now, it'll feel like a lot more once you're using the lowest setting on this microscope. So that would be like my one critique, is I would love to have a lower magnification option, which they might have. I've heard that it's possible to use 10x binoculars. These are 12.5x. But if hypothetically you had 10x binoculars on here, you would probably have a total lower magnification. So that could be an option. I know they have a lot of different accessories available for the system. The other thing is the multifocal lens. So that's what allows you to focus. This is this little knob here. It has a really large range. I think it's 2.5 centimeters of up and down. So if things aren't in focus for you at your preferred height, it's very, very easy to just spin that knob and then you're back to being in focus. A couple other things about it. They've got a little different filters here. There's your curing filter. This is supposed to be a surgery filter. And then you've got these two little spots which narrow the light diameter down. This is super helpful if you're working in the anterior. So for example, that's all you see in terms of light. But if you're working in the upper anteriors, it is so annoying when you can't dim that light down and then the light is just everywhere in the patient's eyes. So really, really nice when you can dim it down like that, because then, or not dim it down, but narrow it down so that you can only have light where you're working and not in the patient's eyes. So that's a really, really nice feature. And then finally, I guess the other thing of note is their backup LED. Now, I've never had a microscope light fail on me, but they do have this little feature that if it does fail, you just pull this knob and then the second LED light starts to work. So that's pretty cool. All in all, I'm really, really happy with it so far. I could not believe that this thing could balance with all this weight on it. Like this weight, this is a kilogram. So it's like 2 pounds of a camera, over 2 pounds of camera. Then you've got a heavy iPad on this side and plus the microscope itself. And it's still like, it moves like a dream. Like honestly, it's really, really, really nice. So do I have any other critiques? Mostly just the wider field of view would be my only thing that I would love to see different. Other than that, like honestly, it's been really, really easy to adapt to coming from 2 different microscope systems. Like I've got a global, a CJ Optic, and now the Zumax, and it's been seamless to transition to this one. So I'm looking forward to the course and making more episodes. I've got 2 filmed already, and we're just gonna keep busting them out. I'm hoping to have the course done early January, maybe early 2026. So I'm going to say January, February. I'll keep you updated on that and the progress and how it's going. But it's going to be a great program, and I'll be sure to release some episodes as we go along here so you get a little bit of the free content, and that can maybe help you decide whether you want to invest in the course or not. Thank you for joining me for this overview. I hope it helped, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. We'll see you guys in the next one.